Hello, I'm Betty McCracken. I work for the Monacan Soil and Water Conservation District. We cover Goochland and Powhatan counties, and we are your soil and water conservation agency, and we do all kinds of things. Today I am going to talk about watersheds with you. This is my watershed model. It's called an Enviroscape. A watershed is not a building. It is an area like a bowl-shaped area of land which all the water drains or sheds to the same place. For instance, if you have a little creek in your backyard, the water runs off of your backyard into the creek and it comes from the other side too. If you look at my model, there are all kinds of colors and land uses that we have in our watersheds. We have a farm here. Here's a factory over here, and there's a mountain. There's a construction site right here. Here's a little neighborhood. Here's some construction going on in the ditch. And if we pour water anywhere on this model, if you notice, it runs down. I don't know if you can see this online, but it runs down to a single place, which is this creek right here, and then within the creek, it runs down to this place we'll call that Lake Powhatan. So the water runs down into Lake Powhatan. So all this land around this central portion that's in a drainage area, it all is a part of the Lake Powhatan watershed. Now we have lots of land uses in watersheds, and because we're human beings, we can make a big mess in our watershed. So there's trash on the side of the road. We know that happens. We pollute with animals on the farm. There's a little piggy down in the creek. He's down there drinking water, but he's also, I'm sorry, we're going to do a little grossology, but he's pooping and peeing in the water too. The horses come down, they poop and pee in the water, and then the fish that live in Lake Powhatan, they may not be as healthy as they should. When there's a lot of rain, the land gets washed off and it all goes down into Lake Powhatan, and we'll see that in just a minute. There is also places homeowners put fertilizer on their yards, especially this time of year. They put fertilizer on their yards, and this is just Kool-Aid from your kitchen. Farmers use fertilizers on their field. They fertilize pastures too. They put herbicides. Homeowners don't like weeds in their yard, so they put herbicides down and pesticides, which are plant and weed killers. Farmers use pesticides and herbicides to kill weeds and pests in their fields. They use it on their pastures because the animals won't eat the weeds, so they want to kill all the weeds. We've all seen the Lorax. We have gluppity glup coming out of the factories. So there's a little gluppity glup coming down through that channel, and it's going to go straight into that creek, down into that area, which would be Lake Powhatan. We have gluppity glup coming off of our cars and getting on the highways, rubber from our tires, and unburned fuel, and just general trash, and soil. Soil, aka sediment, you should have heard that word by now in the 4th grade. Loose soil is aka sediment, and it is one of the biggest pollutants that we have in our area. Powhatan County is a part of the James River watershed. And the James River is one of the 4 major rivers that goes into the Chesapeake Bay. The other 3 rivers are the York River, the Rappahannock, and the Potomac River. And we have to clean up the Chesapeake Bay because it's on a pollution diet, and one of the biggest pollutants is sediment. We're scraping the land up here, and so we're making a lot of loose soil, and it's all running downhill through our watershed. So when it rains, all this is going to go down the hill, but there are things that we can do, and these things are called best management practices. And for short, my office calls them BMPs. And they are ways that we can reduce erosion and pollution on the land. The biggest thing that you can do right now at your home is to plant plants. Plant roots. We're going to use this felt to represent plants, but plant roots soak up lots of pollution. We can put lots of plants anywhere. Their roots also hold down erosion. So anywhere we can plant plants, even if it's just a little chrysanthemum or whatever, we want to plant plants everywhere where we can. That's a big thing. Another thing that we can do is we can fence all the animals out of the streams. We can get the pig out of the stream and put a fence up so that the cows and the horses and the little piggy there can't get down in the stream. Another thing that we encourage farmers to do is plant trees on the side of the hill right there so that their roots can hold the bank down, and we can keep the horses out, their sharp hooves cut up the banks. And now we have cleaner water. We'll put a water trough over here for them. We need more plants. Everywhere we can, we need more plants. Over here at the construction site, we're going to plant grass seed and then put mulch down so that that can hold the soil down until the grass can grow. And then the grass and vegetation will certainly stop the erosion and eat the pollution that's coming off of the land. So there are many things that we can do to stop pollution. We're not going to allow this factory to discharge into the stream. We're going to make him catch his waste there and recycle that, so that won't be a problem. So there are many ways that we can reduce pollution in our watershed. This is a really, really fast way to show you what a watershed is. There are little tiny watersheds within bigger watersheds. Deep Creek is a major creek in Powhatan. It runs into the James River, so the Deep Creek watershed is a part of the James River watershed, is a part of the Chesapeake Bay watershed. So thank you very much, and I hope you learned a little bit about watersheds today.